In this video, I'm going to show you something that will completely change the way you create content in 2026. And just so you know that I'm not some random guy talking about how to go viral and how to grow your personal brand when I have nothing to show for it, here's my track record. I've got over 300,000 followers on Instagram, over 200,000 on TikTok, and my content reached tens of millions of people. But that's not even the most important part because, well, these various metrics are important, but what's more important is how you can convert those likes and those views into actual money. And I think I did that pretty well. I've made $500,000 with Instagram accounts from brand deals, digital products, and affiliate deals I've had. Now, I'm not saying this to brag in any way, shape, or form because, well, there's some people that made way more than this, but I'm saying this so that you guys know that I know what I'm talking about and that I have experience in content creation. And, well, the tool I'm about to show you guys today is actually a game changer. This is not another AI chatbot or some generic ChatGPT script generator because it's the tool that's helped me save hundreds and hundreds of hours, get more creative, and honestly just enjoy creating content again. All right, so I'm not going to tease you guys for the next 10 minutes. The tool I'm going to talk about in this video is called Poppy AI. So this is the URL right here. Now, I have tried probably over 1,000 different AI tools in the past 3 years since this whole AI era came into life in 2022 and ChatGPT got released and all these tens of thousands of different AI tools went live. And I can confidently say without a single doubt that if I had to choose one single AI tool for the rest of my life I could use, it would be this one. It would be Poppy AI. Now, I'm not going to spend the next 15 minutes telling you guys about why it's amazing and why you guys should try it out and why it's better than pretty much all the other AI tools out there, because I'm just going to let this video do the talking for me. Watch this video for the next 10-ish minutes and you'll understand by yourself how crazy this tool really is and how capable it is, and you'll understand why I personally love it so much and why it's genuinely the only AI tool I would use if I had to choose one for the rest of my life. So with that said, let's get into it. All right, so once you're on Poppy AI, it will look like this. You will have all your boards right here, but obviously since you just created an account, you will not have any boards. So the first thing we're gonna do here is just click on this big purple button right here, click on new boards, and it's gonna create a blank board for you to start working on. Now, this is what it looks like when it's blank. There is literally nothing going on. For the context, this is how one of my old boards on Poppy looks like. So yeah, this is pretty much what it's going to end up looking like, sort of. Now, I know it looks very complicated and there's a lot going on, but trust me, it's very easy and very straightforward. And all you have to do is just follow me and follow what I say, and you will end up having exactly what you want, which is amazing viral content ready for you to post. So let's go back to the actual blank board right here. So the first thing we're gonna do here is create a new group. So let's just press the letter G on your keyboard and it's just gonna create this nice little group right here that looks like a tab, sort of. So just make it a bit bigger, and all you gotta do is just rename it by double clicking on the name right here, and you're gonna rename it My Content. There you go. By the way, I forgot to tell you, but sorry if I sound a bit sick and if I look a bit tired. I'm actually quite sick these days, so I hope it's not going to be too much of an issue with this video. I'm trying to be as eloquent as possible and to be as precise and clear as possible. So let's do this. So now that you have your group, the first step here is to simply train the AI to speak like you, because obviously the last thing you want to do is create content that looks like AI or that just doesn't look like you wrote it or that you're speaking, right? So I'm going to assume that you have at least 5 videos or Instagram posts that you posted on your social media accounts. And if you don't, and if you never posted on social media ever, I still have a solution for you right after that. But first off, let's go for people who already have some content that's live on their social media profile. So to make the AI speak like you and to make the AI talk exactly like you, very simple. You're just going to feed your content to Poppy AI. You simply just go on your profile, on your social media profiles. In my case, Instagram is my main profile on social media. And you simply just copy and paste the links of your content. So if you have reels where you talk, just copy and paste the links of those reels on Poppy AI. Now, I'm not that big of a reel guy. I'm actually more of a carousel guy on Instagram. So I just got to go back on my posts and I'm just going to give Poppy AI some of my recent Instagram carousel posts that went viral. Because what you want to do here is give Poppy your best performing content, right? Because obviously you don't want to give it content that flopped, because that would not be a good example for the AI to use. So just make sure to select your most, your outliers, right? And even if you never had viral content before and if you only post 10 times, it's totally okay as well. Just copy and paste the links of your post that just had the most likes. Even if it's like a 5 likes difference between the highest liked and the lowest liked, the idea here is just to give Poppy AI your best content, right? So let's do that. I have this carousel right here. I got 8,000 likes. So let's just copy the link and I'm just going to paste it on Poppy AI. And when you're going to paste it, it's going to be right here outside the group. So what you want to do is just click it, hold on to it, and just put it in the group right here, my content, so that it's actually linked to that group, and you'll see in a couple minutes why it's important. Now, obviously, one post is not enough for the AI to actually learn how you speak and how you write and how you talk. So ideally, I would say that the sweet spot would be to have between 3 and 5 pieces of content you can give to Poppy. Now, the best thing you can do as well is also give it content across your different channels. So I'm not going to just give it Instagram carousel post, although I am going to give it about 2 more. I'm also going to give it some of my YouTube videos because, well, I speak a lot more in my YouTube videos, and there's a lot more for the AI to take in a YouTube video compared to an Instagram post, obviously, because YouTube videos are longer and I go more in depth, and I also talk exactly the way I'm talking in real life. So let's just choose 2 more Instagram carousel posts. This one is nice. And then this one recently I posted a couple days ago is nice as well. All right, so I now have 5 pieces of my content in that group called my content. Obviously it makes sense, now you understand. And now the magic that happened here in the background is that every single time you paste a piece of content into Poppy, it will automatically transcribe everything, and it will automatically analyze the entire post and understand what it's about and who posted it, all without you doing anything. So for example, I don't know if you noticed, but if I just copy and paste a random YouTube video of me right here on Poppy, when I paste it, it says transcribing here, like very quickly, and it just transcribed the entire video on autopilot. And it also analyzes all the slides of the Instagram carousel I pasted right here. Now, second step is to open a chat bot. So for this, very simple, just press C on your keyboard and it's going to open this little window right here. And you want to connect this group called My Content and this AI chatbot right here. So you just simply take this little purple button and connect it to the Poppy chat right here. And that way you can now interact with all of that content. Because, well, if those 2 are not linked, this chat will not have access to that specific group. Now, once the 2 groups are connected, you will see in the description, put a link to a Notion page, which contains the prompts we'll be using in this video. So the first one is this one, which is to analyze all this content. So all you have to do is just copy it right here, and then you simply paste it to Poppy. Now, second thing you want to do as well to make sure it's turned on, in this little option tab right here, just click on it and you just make sure that Claude 4.5 is selected because it's just better than the regular Claude 4. And now all you have to do is just press enter, and it's going to analyze exactly my brand DNA and how I speak, how I write, my writing style, like literally everything down to the smallest details, so that it learns exactly how you speak and how you naturally write your content. This is a very important part of that video, so make sure to not skip it. So for example, it is true that I do say look a lot, and I also say right, and I also say to be fair and honestly, and let me be clear about something. Like, all these things are actually exactly like the way I speak, right? Like, these are my, what I like to say, my signature sentences. And you also have your own, because obviously everybody speaks differently. And it also analyzes the content structure, the patterns, etc., etc. Now, something else you should do as well is to also give it a video or a piece of content of yours where you talk about yourself. So for example, if you have a My Story YouTube video or a My Story Instagram post, like basically we'll just go over who you are and what you achieved and pretty much just more info about you, that will make the results so much better, because then when this AI will end up writing your content, it will also know which pieces of your story it can put in that specific script it's going to create. So what I'm trying to say here is that, for example, this video is actually, it goes with my story. This is a YouTube video I made a couple months ago, and it's called How I Actually Started Making Money at 21, I think. And I just go over my story and, you know, from the beginning to the end, and how I went from being a broke college student, having like $30 to my name, having 0 followers on Instagram, to now being where I'm at right now. And so it knows that this is my story. So now, without me having to explain it, like who I am and what's my story, it now knows exactly who am I. So it knows that I'm 21. Well, I just turned 22, but that I made over $500,000, that, you know, I worked insanely hard, that I made over $400,000 in deals, that I like AI tools, that my core messages is that you should build your email lists compared to just your social media followers, and etc, etc, etc. So it knows exactly who I am. Now, very quickly before going to the next step, for people who never posted content before on social media, and you don't have any Instagram post to give Poppy AI, you don't have any YouTube video or anything like that, you can also give it pieces of text. So if you, for example, wrote certain things that you wrote, like without AI, by the way, like you actually wrote, you can simply just give it to Poppy AI as well and do the exact same thing. You can just reuse this exact same prompt, analyze my top performing content. Well, you would just reframe that a bit, like you would say analyze like the texts in the group called my content to analyze how I speak and my writing style, right? So if you have, for example, email that you wrote, or if you have essays that you wrote, or if you have like just some like journals about you that you wrote, you can just go in this little like left sidebar and click on text right here, or just alternatively just press the T key on your keyboard, and you can simply just paste any text you want as long as you want. And then once that's done, you can just put it in the group called my content, right? This is for people who just never posted content before on social media, which I guess is a minority, but still, if that's you watching this right now, you now know what to do. All right, so now that the AI knows exactly how you speak and how you talk and how you write your content, the next step is to take the best performing post of the creators you admire the most. I want you to think about the creators you follow that you admire the most. The creators where, you know, you see their content and you're like, damn, like I wish my content looked like this, you know, or like I wish my content got even close to their levels. I think it's the case for everyone. We all have some creators that we would just like look up to and we just admire and we get inspired by. So I want you to think about these creators and put them in a list, like just, you know, in a little, like just open the Notes app and just, you know, write the names. And the reason why we're going to do that is because we're going to do it evidence-based. I'm not trying to create a system here that, you know, guesses if it's going to go viral or not, or like, you know, that thinks it might go viral, or like that thinks this is good content. The goal here is to create an evidence-based AI system, because there are rules to follow and there are principles to follow, underlying principles that people just, I mean, the average person just doesn't see, that play a huge role into whether or not they're going to perform well or not. So you could technically do this yourself. You could spend like, you know, 5 hours analyzing like every single post of these creators and, you know, trying to like think about from an outside perspective, like what's that hook doing and like what's the reason behind that choice of words and like what's the reason behind how they structure the post. Like you could do that yourself, but again, it's going to take a couple days because, well, if you do that for all the creators, it's going to take a lot of time, and it might not be accurate because, well, there's a lot of details that goes into it. So instead, we're going to use AI to do that. So you're just going to open their profiles. So whether it's on Instagram or YouTube, again, it depends on what your goal here. If you want to create YouTube videos, then, well, you just do this exact thing, but for YouTube videos. And if you want to create Instagram posts like I'm doing right now, then you just open their Instagram profile, right? So I just chose a couple random creators I follow just for the sake of the example for this video. So I got Danko here, I got Tom Nusky, and I got Zach Kravitz right here, and I got also Junyu right here. So these are all creators I follow. I've been following them for quite some time. And let's say I never went viral and I don't know how to do it, and I'm not sure about how to structure my posts and my Instagram posts, you know, to just go viral and make it actually like hit. So what you want to do now is go on the Chrome store and download this Chrome extension called SortFeed. Now, this is not a sponsorship. I'm not paid to talk about them. This is simply just the only extension right now that actually lets you sort Instagram posts by the number of likes, right? Because it would be a pain in the ass if you had to go manually through all their posts and check like which ones got the most likes. And obviously you don't want to do that. And if you want to create YouTube videos, you don't need that extension because, well, YouTube already has a built-in filter right here called popular to just sort by their most popular videos. So it's way easier than Instagram. So anyways, back to Instagram, just open their profile and then just go in the Chrome extension and click on sort feeds right here. And I don't pay for it. I don't pay for this extension, but you can if you want to sort by the like latest 500 items or 200 items. I don't think it's useful because, well, you don't want to like, you know, use posts that are too old anyways. So 25 items is good enough. So just click on this and then click on likes, and now it's going to sort all their posts on Instagram based on the number of likes. And there you go, this is done. So this post right here is the most liked from the past 25 posts Danco posted on Instagram. 77,000 likes, 63,000 likes, 27,000 likes, 26,000 likes, etc, etc, etc. So what you want to do now is do the same thing for all the creators you admire, right? So anyways, you get the idea. Now the next step is to go back on Poppy, and you're going to create another group right here by clicking the G key on your keyboard, and you're going to call it viral content from competitors, right? And make it a bit bigger in size. There you go. And now, very simple, you're just going to copy and paste maybe 5 to 10 of the best performing posts of the creators you admire. So let's do that one, for example, 77,000 likes. Just right click, copy link address, paste it on Poppy, put it in the group. Now, this is again just for the example of this video. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but you know, you who's watching this right now, please take the time to actually just, you know, put the best and the top performing post of the creators. Don't half-ass it. Make sure to just do the work here. Ideally, you want to put 10. I just put, I think, like 9 or 8. So, well, it doesn't really matter, but the more you have, the better it will be. Now, next step is to simply just connect that group to the chat right here. Same thing, just put the purple button to this purple button right here. And now you want to go back to the Notion page I put the link of in the description of the video and copy this prompt right here, right? Just copy and paste it. And in the group called viral content, let's just make sure that it is the same name as the group from competitors. Are some of the top performing posts of the competitors. Analyze and reverse engineer each of them, what makes them good, well written, and what's the psychology behind each of them, what are the function, and why did they go viral. Now you do this, press enter, and it's going to go very, very deep into these posts. Like, it's going to be very deep, and it's going to see all the, you know, like background patterns that, you know, the average person just doesn't see and doesn't notice. And as you can see, it goes pretty deep into it. So Danco, it just like puts the visual strategy, the psychological triggers, why it went viral, and the structure of the post. It's going to do that for literally every single content I put in the group. So it's going to be very detailed, and that's exactly what we need, because again, my goal here is not to guess, it's to do something that's evidence-based and based on content that already went viral. And that's that. Okay, so now the AI created a literal playbook, like a synthesized viral formula based on this content. So this is not guessing. Again, this is content that went viral before. So you know it's not BS. It's actually real because it's based on proven content. And it literally tells you exactly what to do, right? It literally just gave you the exact playbook you need to follow. Now, we're not going to stop at that because there's more to it that we can do. So the next prompt that again is available on the Notion page is this one. Now that you've analyzed my own content style and the viral playbook from the top creators, I'm going to give you some rough, drafty content ideas. For each idea I give you, your job is to turn it into a fully written, viral-ready Instagram carousel that uses my personal style and voice, incorporates the proven hooks, structure, and storytelling patterns you'll learn from the viral playbook, makes the content as engaging and shareable as possible. If my idea is unclear or needs more detail, ask me clarifying questions before you write. And when you're ready, let me know and I'll start giving you my content ideas one by one. So this is very powerful because I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to do here, but we're going to remove you writing scripts or writing the carousels, right? Because, well, now the AI can write it in your exact style, so it would not feel unauthentic. And it will also do it in a way that follows exactly the structure and everything it learned from these viral posts. So it's a win-win, right? So just paste this and click enter. Again, if you've been following this video and want to do, instead of carousels on Instagram, YouTube videos, you just change this for YouTube videos. So for each idea I give you, your job is to turn it into a fully written, viral-ready YouTube video script, right? You just change that because it depends on what type of content you're trying to do. In my case, it's carousel, but obviously, again, for you, it can be different. So no worries on that. There you go. So the AI said I'm locked in and ready, and perfect. Now, the system here, which is going to save you a lot, and when I say a lot, I truly mean a lot and a lot and a lot of time, is that First of all, you're not going to type on the keyboard to give your content ideas. You're going to speak to the AI. This is something I've been witnessing for the past few weeks / months, myself included. I've sort of like stopped typing on my keyboard that much. Now I speak to my computer more than I type. So luckily, you don't even need to use a tool for that because Poppy AI has a tool for voice recording. So there you go. On the sidebar right here, you can see this little microphone icon. You just click on it and it's going to record, as you can see. And it's very good at transcribing what you're saying in like the perfect way. And so what you want to do here is say, like, tell the AI, for example, all right, here's the first idea I had in my mind for my next IG carousel post. And you're just gonna talk to the AI by clicking this, and then you just literally just say whatever you have on your mind, right? So let's just do this so that I just play the game and you can see exactly how it goes. I want to create a carousel about why waking up at 6 a.m. and why doing cold showers and all that stuff is not a necessity to become successful, and that there are plenty of people who became extremely successful and didn't have to do all these extreme things. And I think that, you know, it might be an unpopular opinion, but I do think that the most important thing you can do is just work, and that people are trying to, you know, disguise procrastination by adding those useless habits they don't really need and that don't change anything really, when all they have to do is just sit down and do the work. So this is just a thought I had, like a random thought I had for a post. Let's say I want to turn it into a post, right? So I told the AI, all right, here's the first idea I had in mind for my next Instagram carousel post. I've connected the audio file to your knowledge base. Please turn it into the perfect carousel post based on everything you learned. There you go. And again, you want to connect that audio file to the chatbot, otherwise it's just not going to see it. And then you can simply just do enter. And there you go. The AI is now creating a Instagram carousel based on what I told it. So about routines and cold showers and all that stuff. An Instagram carousel that just has all these chances of going viral. So when the AI says you're in a comfortable setting, natural lighting, casual vibe, it's pretty much referring to those style of like low exposures, pictures and photos I've used and other creators have been using for these posts. So for example, it could be this one. This could be the perfect picture for that post because I'm on the couch, I'm chill, I'm not like stressed out, I'm not doing the gym or anything like that. And so I can just like do this same carousel, replace the text and be like, you know, I would actually remove the unpopular opinion and I could just say, waking up at 6 a.m. and taking cold showers won't make you successful. This text on this photo right here would do really well. That would be a good hook. And then it actually writes the entire carousel for you. So it writes the second slide, the third slide, the fourth slide, and the fifth slide. This is really, really good, genuinely. And as you can see, it's actually using my personal story as well, even though I never told it about my story. It was smart enough to take it from this YouTube video right here where I went through my story and it said, for example, I've made over $500,000 doing this. I never told it I made $500,000 doing this, but it knows it because I mentioned it in that YouTube video, which is really cool because it just gets all the details from every content you give it. And there you go. You literally just have a viral ready Instagram carousel that you can just copy and paste and post on your profile. And it sounds like you, right? It looks like you, looks like you're the one who wrote it. So this is absolutely perfect. So I think you understand why this will save you an enormous amount of time, because you get a better result. I mean, you get a better output because, you know, it writes the carousel based on viral carousels. So it's not like it's guessing, right? It writes exactly in your style as well. So you don't need to worry about something like AI. And you save time by just, instead of taking time to write the perfect sentences, you just talk to the AI, you say roughly what you have on your mind and what you want like your content to be about and what the message you're trying to convey is. You plug it to the chatbot on Poppy and it turns it into a perfect carousel. Now, this workflow right here can be used for YouTube videos, for Instagram Reels, like for anything else. You can just replace this content right here and this content right here and just slightly change the prompts I gave the AI to make it, for example, for YouTube videos. And quite truthfully, I I've noticed that Poppy AI creates even better results with YouTube videos. Like if you give it just YouTube videos of creators you admire here and your own YouTube videos here, and you just change that system just so that it's for YouTube videos, it will create amazing results, genuinely. And so yeah, that's how you save tens and tens and tens of hours of work, and just make your content creation process way faster, way more efficient, and way more lean in just a couple minutes. So there you go. This is how I use Poppy AI to go viral almost every single time on any social media platform, really, in a fraction of the time it used to take me. Now look, you can keep doing things the old way, like spending hours brainstorming, writing and editing scripts and hoping something finally pops off, or you can use this evidence-based approach to create viral content almost on demand. Now, if you got some value from this video, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.